you have to fix things as a manager. That's your job. And there was some changes again, which he's had to do to his team selection.
Made 5 changes to the team that lost to Arsenal.
And I look at Chelsea and I just think there's still loads and loads of challenging things at the football club. They've got to find a structure to where it's more, you can understand who's really involved and who's not. Because I think they've had so much, like Aubameyang completely left out the squad yesterday. Mm-hmm. How can you be in for 45 minutes as a sub and then you start and then you get taken off for 45 minutes, then you've been taken out of the squad? I think them sort of decisions have got to be taken away. You make a decision on Aubameyang and others and you stick to a tight-knit group, whether that's 18, 20 players, and stay with that. I think, you have to make them calls as a manager.
It's a victory that took them up to 11th in the table. They're 3 points off 10th place Fulham, and they have 4 more games to play, those being Forest, then the 2 Manchester clubs, and they finish with Newcastle at home. Bear in mind, this season is obviously way below par. It's been an absolute failure, we would say, for Chelsea. What would be success as in the end of this season? Finishing the top 10, that's success? In terms of where they have been this season and how bad it's been, to finish in the top 10 would be some crumb of comfort, is it? That's all?
I don't think Chelsea fans would feel like that.
No.
I think they've played like a mid-table team, at best, and no more. If they finish 8th, 9th, it makes no difference. It's been a disastrous season for Chelsea as a club. You spend a huge amount of money, you've got enough quality in many different positions. And I think that Chelsea fans are probably thinking there's still more problems than solutions at the moment. Yeah. And that's the challenge for the football club. They can't go into next season and you're looking at Chelsea and thinking, I immediately think, what are Chelsea going to be like next year? Looking and thinking there's so many problems to solve. And a lot of it, what do you do with Lukaku, who comes back? What do you do? Do you try and make an effort to keep him? Or do you go, no, try and send him out on loan, we'll pay half his wages and he goes off somewhere else? Do you do that?
What do you think they should do?
I think I'd throw one more roll of the dice and get him as fit as I could. Yeah. But I'd have to have a conversation with him. I'd have to sit down and say, do you have the hunger and desire in your belly to prove a point to the Chelsea faithful that you can do a job at this football club? And are you prepared to put in enough effort, hard work, to get yourself as fit as you can to be a member of this squad that can add something to the team? And if he said no, then you've got no alternative. You just got to try and get him out again. But if he says, I'm willing, I'll give it my all, I still think there's it's a really small crumb of,
I hear what you're saying.
Just a small one.
But when that's been one of their biggest issues, a striker, and you know what he's capable of.
He's got to be fit.
I know what you're saying, and it all depends on who the manager is and who comes in, and big summer ahead for Chelsea in terms of just that. That's
just one player. What do you do with Raheem Sterling? Do you try and find a way for him? These are expensive players on huge wages, and no club's going to take and pay their full wage.
No. Like we say, big summer then for Chelsea, and it all starts with who's going to come in and actually take over as the manager. Big discussion still to be had then by Todd Boehly and his team.